Back in June 2009, Ambrose Brian Chukweloka Ojiako, an orthopedic surgeon and serial entrepreneur, co-founded Seplat with Austin Avuru, a geologist and reputable player in the oil and gas sector. Seplat was formed as a special-purpose vehicle to pursue upstream oil and gas opportunities in Nigeria, and in particular, divestment opportunities arising out of the incumbent major international oil companies' portfolios.
When Shell started experimenting on their divestment program, they invited both of us to discuss possible divestment of those three assets. Two that Sheba had requested for and the one that Platform had requested for. And at the first meeting, they just said to us, we want to deal with you as one entity.
Therefore, the acquisition that we pioneered, taking over assets in the onshore Niger Delta that was initially operated by SPDC, then meant that a Nigerian company had taken on very huge responsibilities in terms of the technical requirements for this kind of operation, as well as the financial outlay that is required in this operation.
Breaking new grounds, Seplat attracted a partner, a French independent, Morel et Prom, led by Monsieur Jean-François Henné. Within its first year of existence, Seplat took another significant step when it raised funds and acquired 3 onshore producing oil and gas leases from a Shell-led consortium of 3 international oil companies, Shell, Total, and Eni. Seplat had a 45% working interest in and was appointed operator of a portfolio of these assets. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) held 55% interest and later assigned its rights to the Nigerian Petroleum Development Company (NPDC). By July 2010, Seplat began operations of these assets located in the prolific Western Delta Basin of Edo and Delta states in joint venture partnership with the NPDC.
That acquisition obviously was a pioneering effort. It's actually a manifestation of a really shared entrepreneurial spirit of the founders.
Since making its first acquisition in 2010, Seplat has risen to become a leading indigenous oil and gas operator in Nigeria. The company has increased its production and reserves year on year and has consistently grown revenues and profits since it commenced operations. Gross operated liquid production at the OML
438 and 41
at the time of acquisition was 14,000 barrels per day. Through the implementation of a focused redevelopment work program and drilling campaign, the company grew this to a peak rate of over 84,000 barrels per day, representing 6-fold increase.
So the intention was to acquire the asset, set up a company properly, grow the asset, grow production from the asset, and use the opportunity to position ourselves for further acquisitions.
The company's gas asset base has since grown significantly through the strategic acquisition of value-beneficial assets such as the Anol and Eland and Sapele gas projects. The socio-economic significance of this is that Seplat contributes 30 to 35% of domestic gas production. Whilst natural gas was commonly viewed as a byproduct from oil production in various years, Seplat was quick to see the opportunity of increasing importance of natural gas as a key source of energy for Nigeria.
From day one, our growth strategy was based on 3 things. To grow the current asset that we acquired, growth by acquisition, and to grow our gas business. And we have been consistent in the past 10 years.
The company has responded by investing in the installation of dedicated gas production and processing facilities and the drilling of gas production wells to meet domestic supply obligations and provide feedstock to power projects that will help increase Nigeria's power generation capacity.
Today we supply about 300 million scf of gas into the domestic market. We account for about 1.2 gigawatts of electricity generation today in Nigeria.
In January 2017, the Seplat Group incorporated a new subsidiary, Anno Gas Processing Company, a midstream gas company committed to the processing of gas from OML 53 for production to the local market. In April 2014, Seplat completed the first ever dual listing on both the London Stock Exchange and the Nigerian Stock Exchange, raising over $535 million in an annual initial public offering that ranked as the largest for a sub-Saharan Africa company since 2008. The London Stock Exchange described it as a significant demonstration of how a Nigerian company can successfully raise both domestic and global equity capital to finance its growth through a single offer.
When we first started those discussions, a great many experts told us it was not possible.
In 2018, Seplat joined the Premium Board of the Nigerian Stock Exchange, the listing segment for the elite group of companies, which meets the most stringent corporate governance and listing standards. The first company in the sector to achieve this feat.
Frankly, we basically say that the successes we've had in the oil and gas industry is really anchored around the persons we've worked with, as well as the host community that we have been engaged with.
Seplat's strong local ties and commitment to the company's host communities have been intrinsically important to its success as one of Nigeria's leading indigenous oil and gas company. One of our cardinal priorities is to leave a lasting positive legacy in all Seplat's host communities. The company is therefore focused on environmental stewardship, promotion of healthcare, education, economic empowerment, capacity building, and infrastructure development with special focus on its communities. Seplat is today a leading supplier of gas to the domestic market and is committed to further increase supply to meet Nigeria's growing demand, particularly in the gas-to-power sector.
Nigerian indigenous companies are producing at least 200,000 barrels a day of oil and condensate. This is very impressive.
Seplat has over the years established mutually beneficial relationships with our partners based on transparency, respect, and higher standards of ethical conduct. Our business is built on effective corporate governance framework and corporate governance standards. These standards dictate how we operate as a business and shape our engagement with external stakeholders. Seplat's tremendous growth and impact in its areas of operations and indeed the nation at large has earned the company numerous accolades. These include the Peer of the Nigerian Stock Market Award, Mid-Cap Company of the Year Award, Best Performing Upstream Company in Social Contribution and Global Growth Company Award from the World Economic Forum. Seplat has over the years established mutually beneficial relationship with our partners based on transparency, respect, and higher standards of ethical conduct. These standards dictate how we operate as a business and shape our engagement with external stakeholders. Seplat's best asset is arguably our people who have carried on the entrepreneurial and competitive zeal of the founding fathers. At Seplat, the work environment fosters high-performance standards and galvanizes the collective competencies of our people towards the achievement of company objectives. Our core values, which include teamwork, transparency, integrity, and accountability have shaped our attitude to the mandate of optimal and sustainable value creation for shareholders and other stakeholders. The company has also been blessed by a dynamic and visionary leadership, and under the founding CEO, Mr. Austin Avuru, Seplat achieved phenomenal performance standards, a trend that is set to continue as Mr. Roger Brown takes over as Chief Executive. So, what does the future hold for Seplat?
I'm excited because I can see the future. I'm looking into the future, and it's a rosy future for us as a business.
The first 10 years of Seplat could be described as a decade of distinction. Yet, the company is not resting on its laurels, and it's resolutely and passionately committed to even greater achievements in an unwavering pursuit of excellence.